I'm about to share with you everything you need to do, and most importantly, what not to do when it comes to buying a house. Should you buy new? Should you buy old? Should you do FHA? Should you get a conventional loan? Should you try a USDA loan? You're about to learn it all. Grab a pen and a piece of paper. You're going to want to take notes. Now, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. My name's Wayne Turner. For nearly 30 years, I've bought, flipped, sold thousands of properties, and I'm about to share with you everything that I've learned over the years so you don't make the same mistakes when it comes to real estate. So when it comes to buying a house, $1 million question is, how do I get funding? How do I get money? Once I do that, what does my credit have to be? I'm about to share all that information with you. But most importantly, you ask yourself, should I buy a new house in a new subdivision, a new neighborhood, or should I buy a pre-existing home? I'm going to walk you through this house, which is an actual foreclosure, and I'm going to show you the pros and cons to buying a house like this, where you can oftentimes get a good deal, but oftentimes it can cost you a whole lot of money. Look, here's what it boils down to. Do you or can you do a lot of the work yourself? Can you install carpet? Can you replace the roof? How much is it going to cost to replace the roof? What about the windows, the faucets, the cabinets? What about rotted wood? What about unforeseen projects? I'm going to point all that out to you right quick as we walk through this house. Now, this house is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's just over 1,000 square feet. I think it's about 1,050 square feet. So it's not a very large home, but the price on this home, it's a foreclosed home, is $169,000. $169,000 is the price of this house. Now, with interest rates, of course they're going to vary, but right now with the interest rate of 7%, this payment on this house, if you just did an FHA or USDA loan with no money down, or FHA 3.5% down, it's going to run you your payment about $1,450 a month. That includes everything, taxes and insurance. But listen, it's a great little house. It's got good bones to it. And when you see cracks like that, that's actually sheetrock. So that's a sheetrock tape seam that's easily fixed. When you see things like that, that's nothing to be stressed out over. That's part of it, especially when it's cold outside. But listen, when you buy these foreclosed houses, you have to know that they do not have electricity on, and they are not, you don't know how long they've been vacant. You don't know how long this house is set empty. If it's set empty for a year. And that's why I always say it's important to do a plumbing inspection on properties like this, where they'll literally go through and check out all the water lines that are underneath the house. This house is built on a slab, but you can see it's got good bones to it. It's got oak cabinets, black appliances, the stainless steel refrigerator is included in the sale. It's got a large open kitchen, cabinet here. And even the windows, they look like they're good quality windows. They're a little filthy. That's why I always say clean your windows. You've heard me say that. That's how filthy that is. It just needs to be clean. The flooring is in great shape. That's utility room there. Oak cabinets above the washer and dryer. And it's a nice little eat-in kitchen. There's no formal dining room, but it's a very nice eat-in kitchen. Plus it has this door here. Now, you'll notice that glass is broken. There's two glasses there. One of those glasses is broken. And that door would need to be replaced. Now, it's hard to find just that door, but you can find just that door. It's about a $400 fix. So as you walk through, I'm just going to point out some of the things and features. Now, first of all, you're going to want to paint the whole house. Now, that's something that you can easily do, but you know you'll see blemishes and things like this, and it's easily fixable. I mean, personally, when I go through and purchase a property to flip a property, I change out everything literally down to the hinges. You don't have to, but hinges on doors, and you'll see a little crack there. Now, what's really nice is they have luxury vinyl tile, as they call it, which is basically, it looks like real wood floors. It's similar to what's in here now. These floors on video look like they're in great shape, but they're a little worn, to say the least. So you could go right over the top of these floors. Personally, I would pull these floors up, but you can go over top of that tile because it's got a good base foundation where it's secured to that concrete. Like I said, this house is built on a slab. So you have a full bath here. And once again, this little house has great bones to it. It's got a pull-down attic, a bedroom here. Every bedroom, of course, has a closet. Bedroom here. And then this is the main bedroom, and this room has, of course, a closet, and there's a tray ceiling. That's called a single tray ceiling. It just steps up. So you can see the ceilings in this house are 8 foot, and there's a 9 foot with a step up, and then you have the bathroom. So you have a linen closet, which is cool. There's a linen closet. tub shower combo, single vanity. And listen, if you wanted to, you could put double vanities. There's room. So if you wanted to come back in here and put double vanities, you could do that if you ever change that out. And of course, walk-in closet there. And I'll show you the backyard. But this little house, nice little home to fix up. But you have to know that, you know, if you pay somebody to paint a house like this, you know, if they're going to paint everything, floors, walls, ceilings, everything, it's going to cost you to paint this house anywhere from $5,000 to $7,000. Like, people don't realize just the paint alone will run you close to $2,000 just to paint this house. So that's an expense. Now, you can do it yourself, and if you do it yourself, that's great. You save a whole lot of money, as you can tell. But if there's any broken windows or anything like that, typically we tell people, when there's a window that's broken on a house, so it's like, okay, Wayne, should I buy new or should I buy pre-existing? Well, if you're going to buy a pre-existing home like this, you have to know how old is the roof, because the roof on a home is the most expensive thing that you're going to have to pay for to be replaced, because it typically, on a house like this, it's going to run you $8,000 to $10,000 to replace that roof. And so when you look at the roof on this house, I can tell you that roof is probably about 20 years old. And how you can tell is the shingles start to get thicker. And as the shingles get thicker and you see the granulation that's on top of those, it starts to deteriorate. It starts to rub off. It starts to wipe off from the heat and the cold. And then from there, you have to replace the roof. And that's a big expense. But when you buy a new house, you don't have that expense, because the roof's new. Now, this house has a nice covered back porch. It does have a metal roof. But listen, every house that you purchase, you want to get a home inspection done on the property. These houses, unfortunately, they don't have utilities, and the bank will not turn on the utilities. Typically, you can get the electric and water turned on in your name temporarily for about 15 days. They'll charge you a minimum fee to do that. That way you can turn it on and inspect the property. But listen, when you're in areas where, you know, to buy a new house, well, first of all, there's not too many neighborhoods, areas where they're building 1,400 square foot new homes. And if they are, they're charging you $225 a square foot. This house is a foreclosure, and it's priced at $162 a square foot. Well, you can tell it's got a nice backyard. You already have a fence. Nice mature shade trees. So this is a property that somebody would purchase, and they could flip this property if they wanted to, or they could live in it for 2 years and then turn around and sell it. After you live in it for 2 years and you sell it, you don't have to pay capital gains, because it's not considered an investment property. It's considered your personal residence. So as long as you've lived in the property. So a lot of people think about that. You buy a house, you fix it up, you live in it for 2 years, you turn around and sell it after 2 to 3 years, you roll the equity, the money that you've made from the sale of the house, into your next house. And you start in your early 20s, and next thing you know, you're 50 years old and you have a $500,000 home that's paid for because you kept rolling those equities. This is why I love real estate. You can buy it, flip it, rent it, fix it, resell it, anything you want to do. So it's got a water filtration system on it. But see, like, that's an easy fix. A lot of this is dirt. It just needs to be cleaned. It needs to be pressure washed. It needs to be just cleaned up. The windows are in good shape, but most importantly, you have to look around at things like this and go, okay, is that okay? The vinyl probably needs to be fixed or replaced because it's in rough shape. And like I mentioned, that door there. So this house here, if you were to purchase this house and you want to do new floors, because new floors will run you about $4 a square foot installed. So now you've got new floors. Now they're going to run you $4 to $5. And then you're going to have, after new flooring, you're going to have paint. So you can see how a house like this, to make this house look brand new, you got some vinyl siding you need to fix, a little bit of rotted wood needs to be fixed, and the roof needs to be replaced. So you can see replacing the roof, new floors, new paint, and really getting it back to practically new condition on a house like this, you're going to spend about 30 grand. But look, that's why I tell people, walk through houses, look at these homes, make sure you can get estimates on things of what it's going to cost to fix, repair, replace, to upgrade, because oftentimes you're better off to not buy a foreclosure if you don't have the disposable income to be able to purchase this property. Now, if you can purchase a property like this for cash, let's just say somebody loans you the money, or you get money that's borrowed and it's cash and it's short-term money, as they call it. And there's lenders out there, they call them hard money lenders. They may charge you 20% interest, and you're thinking, wow, that's a crazy amount of money, 20% interest. It's not so much the cost of the money, it's the availability of the money, because you're not paying 20% over a long period of time. So if it's 10, 12, 15% interest that you pay, but you're only doing that for 3 months until you buy the property, fix it up, and then once you get it fixed up, you can go to a traditional mortgage company and get an FHA loan on a property, or just 5% conventional. You already have equity in the property. You've heard that BRRRR method where you buy it and rehab it and refinance it and all that stuff, right? It's pretty much the same way. But if you don't have those disposable income, if you don't have that liquid cash, sometimes it's better to look at a home that's just turnkey where you can move right in. At the end of the day, most importantly, you have to ask yourself, what do I want to do? What do I want to have? What do I want to be? What do I want to achieve? And most importantly, will it fit into your lifestyle? Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. It helps me to produce more and get the word out to more people just like yourself.